My lords, the informant is a maternal uncle, my lords. He gives a complaint against his niece and husband of the niece. My lords, the properties may be noticed. A ground floor of house property owned by the grandmother, my lords. First floor, which was owned by the grandfather. Cash in bank of the grandparents. We hereby bequeath the scheduled property to our three children, Nagalakshmi, Tejeswari, and N.T. Ramesh.
All right.
And then, my lords, excluding so far as R2 is concerned, post this will, my lords, during the lifetime of Nagappa, all the amounts in the bank account was withdrawn and transferred to his wife, my lords. That's the grandmother. What the grandmother first does is, my lord, she gives a registered gift deed of the property to her granddaughter who was taking care of her, my lords.
The will or the codicil is challenged.
No. This is not challenge. Whole grievance, my lords, of the maternal uncle is my parents did not give me anything. All of it has been given to my grandchildren. I have been left out. These people have done all this and taken the entire property. Appears to be this entire complaint, my lord.
Civil proceedings, madam, not criminal.
That is after the death only.
Maybe.
That is before that only she has transferred all the property to in her name. Why, if Mr. Nagappa had faith in his children, he would have written the will in the children's name on the way the property. They have done all these things. 90 years old lady, she was left alone in the house. Nobody was with her till her death. Everybody settled very well, and then they wanted to take away this property. They didn't want to give it to anybody, and they didn't allow Mr. Anandappa to perform the last rites of Mr. Nagappa also, and they didn't even inform the death of Pavitrama also.
Well, it's the offences alleged 120B, 406, 420, 469, 470, 471, my lords. My lords, the offences are between the period 2020 to 2022. My lords, the informant is a maternal uncle, my lords. He gives a complaint against his niece and husband of the niece. Now, my lords, a synopsis which we have prepared. It was a matter where, my lords, of a civil where a suit had been filed unsuccessfully. RFA was dismissed. Then comes this complaint. And in this complaint, my lords, first complaint which is given to the police, virtually it becomes an NCR. A second complaint becomes an FIR. My lords should have the first page of the synopsis, my lords. I'll just give the family tree, my lords.
Now, who is the complainant?
Complainant is this Anandappa, my lords. My lords would see he's the son of Nagappa and Pavitramma. He becomes the informant. And my lords, the accused, my lords would notice his niece through Tejeswari's daughter, Jeevaratna, who is accused number 1. Jeevaratna's husband is accused number 2. So maternal uncle has given this against the niece. My lords, the properties which are subject matter in the first page itself, my lords, the properties may be noticed. A ground floor of house property owned by the grandmother, my lords. First floor, which was owned by the grandfather. Cash in bank of the grandparents. Now a suit is filed, my lords, by R2 in OS number 6811 of 1990, when the grandparents were alive, my lords. He sought for partition. Now, in that partition suit, my lords, if my lords would have the memo, in this memo, page 7 of the memo, my lords may straight away notice page 28 where the schedule is concerned.
This transfer of 30 lakhs is a part of the will?
It's part of the will, my lord.
All right.
But I'll just point it out.
Where is the will?
Willally, kindly notice, my lords. The suit is dismissed, my lords. My lords would get the dismissal of the suit.
First, two things, sir. Copy of the will, copy of the plaintiff.
My lords, page 29 is a joint will executed by the grandparents. Page 29.
All right. Where is the reference to this?
Reference, please notice paragraph 5 of the will, my lords. My lords may notice in the will itself, at page 29, he speaks about 2 sons and 3 daughters, my lords. The grandparents speak about them. Second paragraph, in which, my lords, Anandappa is mentioned there, who is now the informant. Now, kindly now notice, my lords, next page, page 31, they would say they're the owner of this residential building having these 2 floors. My lords, gets that at page 31.
Yes.
And then, my lords, they would appoint an executor who's an advocate, Ishwarappa Nayak. My lords would notice that in page 31.
Hmm.
Then bequeathing, my lords, we get at page 33, paragraph 2, where they specifically exclude R2. My lords would get that. We hereby bequeath the scheduled property to our 3 children, Nagalakshmi, Tejeswari, and N.T. Ramesh.
All right.
And then, my lords, excluding so far as R2 is concerned. And, my lords, in so far as the schedule, my lords would notice the schedule also, my lords. Kindly, before that, my lords wanted to know in so far as the movable properties, to who it goes.
Yeah.
Now, post this will, my lords, during the lifetime of Nagappa, all the amounts in the bank account was withdrawn and transferred to his wife, my lords. That's the grandmother. To Pavitramma.
In case separated and deserted son, Dr. N.S. Anandappa,
Yes, my
that's the
lords.
complaint.
Yes, my lords. If he takes care of them, Anta.
Ah.
Now, grandmother writes that he has not taken care of us at all.
Ah.
So I'm bequeathing it to my granddaughter. That also
Correct.
happens. One more will is there.
Yes.
My lords would notice after that, my lords. What the grandmother first does is, my lord, she gives a registered gift deed of the property to her granddaughter who was taking care of her, my lords. A registered gift deed. And next she executes a will on 23/11/2021, my lords. Document number 10.
Where is the observation that not taken care?
My lords, it's there, my lords. Please notice from the first paragraph there, my lords, page 70. And then the second paragraph, my lords.
Who is N.T. Ramesh?
My lords, one of the sons. My lords, in the synopsis that I've given,
All right. Anandappa ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ?
ಯಾರಿಗೆ, my lords?
About Anandappa, where is it here?
My lords,
Oh, all right.
my lords. So according to her, the
So
only
thi-
person who
this-
took care of her was her granddaughter.
Right. The will or the codicil is challenged.
No. This is not challenged. Now, what he does after all this, my lords, after having filed the suit for partition, failing in it, RFA failing in it, he gives a complaint. Now, the first complaint which he gives, my lords should get that first complaint.
Results in an NCR.
Kindly notice this, my lords. Document number 16, page 101. This is dated 2nd November 2023. My lords, this complaint, there's absolutely no cognizable offense in this complaint. My lords may notice this, my lords. It is given to Tilak Nagar police station.
All right.
And if this complaint is read, please notice, my lords, not any cognizable offense in it at all. And that's why this gets a number called petition number 263 of 2023, my lords.
Hmm.
They give a number called LPT. My lords, they give this registration, my lords. Now, after that is done, if it was an NCR, my lords, which did not disclose any cognizable offense, then you go under 152, 155(2) to get an order.
Yes.
They don't do it.
Yes.
Immediately what they do is they give the second complaint, which my lords should now get.
Ah.
All the change that they've done is what was in English is put in Kannada, my lord. My lords, 12/11/2023. Please notice this page 15, my lords.
Yes.
And in this complaint, my lords, 2 words are added from what was there earlier. Last but one paragraph, what they had mentioned as all the documents earlier, the only addition is Shristisi. This is the addition which they do to this document. And my lords, on this the FIR comes to be registered. Whole grievance, my lords, of the maternal uncle is my parents did not give me anything. All of it has been given to my grandchildren. I have been left out. These people have done all this and taken the entire property, appears to be this entire complaint, my lords. So, my lords, 2 aspects. One, my lords, purely of a civil nature, my lords. Suit was filed for partition, dismissed, RFA dismissed. He was not entitled to anything in the property. Second aspect, other than it being of a civil dispute, my lords, once a petition or a complaint is given, and if it is shown by the police to be an NCR, without getting an order under 155(2), there can't be a registration of an FIR. Merely because you translate it from English to Kannada will not make it any different than what it is. So this entire FIR, my lords, is bad in law, is my respectful submission, my lords.
Mr. Nagappa has given, in the will, he has clearly written that, the property will go to the children only after their death.
That's a
That
civil,
is-
that civil proceedings, madam, not criminal law.
That is after the death only.
Maybe.
That is, before that only she has transferred all the property to, in her name. And then, bank balance, only if they are honest. See, he has mentioned three points in this will. The council has not checked it, because honesty is the most important. Whatever the
Correct. You-
expenses.
You should have challenged the will.
It is whatever the expenses incurred by them, honestly, that has to be done by the Mr. Executor. Executor is not at all coming into the picture. Why, if the Mr. Nagappa had faith in his children, he would have written the will in the children's name only. I wouldn't have come to the court at all.
Oh, that is all right, madam.
Yeah,
You-
because,
You
because
challenge
in-
whatever you want in a civil proceeding.
Bank of Mysore, that is, that amount is transferred in Jeevaratna's account only. And it is because State Bank of Mysore has, now it has changed to State Bank of India. And Vijaya Bank, now it has become Punjab National Bank.
Hmm.
All that amount, 75 lakhs, it is not required for their treatment or their day-to-day expenses. And it is, whatever we have filed it with clear knowledge, and that because they, for the taking away the property, they have done all these things. 90 years old lady, she was left alone in the house. Nobody was with her till her death. Then who has taken care of her? Only when she wanted the property to transferred in her name, she has taken her to her house, and then she has got it done. They say because Mr. Onkarappa, that is Jeevaratna's father, he's living very close to the Nagappa's house. Nagappa has given the 40-60 property to the Tejeshwari, and Nagalakshmi Shankar also given a 40-60 house. Everybody is given, everybody is settled very well. And then they wanted to they wanted to take away this property. They didn't want to give it to anybody. And they didn't allow Mr. Anandappa to perform the last rites of Mr. Nagappa also. And they didn't even inform the death of Pavitrama also. They never allowed, because I have given a legal notice. In the notice, I have clearly mentioned that, they have used all the abused words, and then they have made them, they were not supposed to go to their house.
No.
And whatever the transfer they have made, it was all fraudulent transaction, because all the signature of Pavitrama is
All right.
fraudulently taken.
Yes.
And it is not her signature.
Heard so and so. List the matter on 31st for dictating orders.